So hey everybody, just wanted to check that everything's working. Hopefully you can all hear me. Um, I see there are roughly 10 people on board here, and Mia is gonna come online soon, hopefully. She just had a fantastic so she just had a great interview with Paul Oldog and New Tricks, and sorry, let me just do some correction here. And she did really great on the interview. I don't know if you guys saw that interview, and she just released a video today, and that's doing really, really good. I think it's over 1,000 views in less than an hour. So Mia's channel is really, really taking off. Good for her. With a bit of help from me. I like to take credit where possible. Yeah, 1,000 views in 2 hours. So she's done real good. And but let me just get her on. Let's see. Good morning.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Can you hear me?
Hear you loud and clear.
Okay. Thank you.
So I was telling them you
Both
did an
very
interview
much.
with. Yeah, I was telling them it's early in the morning, so I haven't. It's my. I was telling them that you did an interview with Paul, All Dog
Oh
New
yeah?
Tricks, and I watched that interview and I thought you did really well. I thought the interview was funny to watch, very informative, and a bit noisy background, but otherwise it was really, really good. And then you also released a video this morning. What's the name of that video again?
Fears when dating a partner. My point of
And
view. Can you hear me?
yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. Wanna hear my voice too?
Yeah. You have a nice voice. You have a nice voice, so I can understand why. Um, so yeah, so that video is your number one video so far, right? And you've had
Yes.
some extra subs today. But so your channel is rocking it, if you ask me. You know,
Rocking?
rocking. I always knew you'd do well. You're a hard worker and intelligent girl, so
Well,
you know.
because you pushed me.
Yeah, I do push you.
You pushed me to my limit. Far
Yeah,
from my limit.
my saying is be the best you can be. So anyway, I was really weren't here really to talk about your channel, but
Oh
since you did an
yeah.
interview with Paul and since you released the video, I wanted to talk about that, how well you're doing, and you're doing great. So
Thank you. Oh, is he frozen? Hello? Gosh, is he freezing again? Oh goodness. So he's gone black. um the topic today is not
okay,
about
guys,
me.
I
you're
changed
you're you're
I changed
freezing again.
a different Wi-Fi now, so hopefully it's. I don't notice this when I'm working because it's just uploading and downloading for pauses for a couple of seconds, but you really do notice it on the live stream. So anyway, there must be something with that 3G versus 5G. But what I was talking about is the traffic here in the driving situation
Cebu.
here in Cebu City compared to Negros,
Dumaguete.
specifically Dumaguete, yeah. And I've been here 2 weeks. I got one fine. Uh, when you're driving in Duma and you drive on the right side past the cars, and sometimes there's a cycle lane and no one really cares. Here, they really care. They're pulling over cars, and that's another thing. They actually pull over cars in Dumaguete. If you drive a car, you're like a king. No one pulls you over. But they're pulling over cars. They're pulling over motorbikes. Pulling over tons of people and handing out fines left and right. Now, I've been stopped in Duma multiple times. You know where they set up those controls, and all the Filipinos and everybody else like doesn't go past.
Stop.
They're all parked, stopped about 100 meters
They'll
away till they
wait.
disappear, and then they drive, or they do a U and turn and find a different way, right?
Yeah.
But here, so they asked me for the license. I gave them my license. Of course, I don't have a Filipino. I only have an American license. And I said, "Sir, you can't drive on this." And what do you mean? I came from Negros. I've been stopped several times. No one's ever said, "No, you can't drive on this." So they said, I have to go get a new driver's license. And since I was driving without a valid Filipino driver's license, they said they're going to impound my motorbike. But then, after some talking with me, and Gio was with me at the time, and luckily he stopped when he saw us getting pulled over. So they said to him, "You know what? I mean, that's the thing I love about the Philippines. I mean, even the police here are nice. It's like they don't have an attitude. They don't. Everybody's so nice. And they said, you know what, we can give you a friend a fine, and then we don't have to impound your bicycle. And then they asked you, are you okay with that? And Julie said, yeah, fine with that. And then they asked me, are you okay with that? I'm like, I'm good with that too. So they gave Gio the fine. Obviously, I'm paying it, but they gave him the fine. So anyway, and then I went to the LTO, which is the Land of Transportation something, right?
Transformation. Land Transformation
Yeah,
Office.
Land Transport Office, yeah. And it was a 6-hour ordeal to get my driver's license. It's funny here in the Philippines, there's so much paperwork and so much forward and backwards. So first I went inside. They sat me down and I waited for maybe 30 minutes. And then I went to talk to a lady. I think she was the main girl. And she said, yes, I can transfer my license. And after I had to fill out some paperwork there. And then I was told to go and wait again. So I waited another 30 minutes, an hour or something. I don't remember the exact timing. But then I went to a different, they have all these people that you see numbered. So I went to a different person. And then he took my paperwork, asked me to fill out some more paperwork, which basically had all the same information as the first paperwork, and then told me to go get a health certificate. So I went to get a health certificate. The doctor is not in because it's now 1 o'clock and she's out eating lunch. So I go eat lunch, come back, and then I sat in line or sat for about 20 minutes. And then I went in to see the doctor, and I'm expecting, like in the US, you have to do an eye test, and someone told me you have to do a pee test here. Nothing, no eye test, nothing. All she did was fill out some paperwork and have me sign some stuff, and that was it. That was like, okay, this is a health certificate. Why am I here?
It's so
So
different here, babe.
yeah, and I paid. Every instance they're making money, right? So not a lot of money, but the doctor thing was $10 or $12 US dollars, and then anyway, after sitting more times, I got a temporary drive. They gave me a temporary driver's license. So I'm thinking I'm done here, and I asked the guy, so I'm done here with the temporary. I come back tomorrow or next week or something. He said, no, you sit down and wait more. So I sit down and wait more. Not quite sure what I'm waiting for here at the time, but so I'm waiting. And then I go somewhere else to a different one, fill out more paperwork, and then they actually did a picture of me. Well, they did a picture of me for the temporary driver license, but then they did another picture of me. Oh no, they told me to wait. And then after I filled out all this paperwork, they approved it and everything, and they told me to wait. And that wait was even longer. It was like 1 to 2 hours. So I went back and I sat, and then they took another picture of me and they gave me the permanent driver's license. So first they gave me a temporary driver's license, and then they gave me a permanent driver's license.
That's a
And
lot
all
of
this
work.
waiting, yeah, it's a lot of work. It was 6 hours, but I got it done, and things go slowly here in the Philippines, but the nice thing is they do it with a smile on their face, and if you smile back, everything goes well. But if you come with an attitude, that's not a good thing. So yeah, that was my experience for driving here in Cebu City. But I have to say something. I am really, really glad. Oh yeah, and then this is not the end of the story. I forgot. Then what was it? 3 4 days later, me and Gia are hanging out. He does a U-turn, so I'm following because we're going somewhere, and I follow him. Do a U-turn, and I saw the sign, no U-turns, and I thought to myself, sure, it's gonna be okay. No one cares in Duma, right? Of course, they stopped me. They did stop. They didn't stop Gio, but they stopped me because I got the Ninja 650 with the lights and the sound. They pulled me over. But luckily, uh, we talked ourselves out of that fine. So, but yeah, it was fun. But I'm really glad that they are strict here because I've noticed because of the strictness, there's a different driving culture in Cebu City and probably within the whole of Cebu, but specifically within Cebu City, and it's much safer. I feel much safer driving here than I ever did in Duma. And Duma, I was always worried some car is going to drive me down. Here, not so. So I think safety-wise, I'm much safer driving here than I am in Dumaguete, Negros. So anyway, a lot of talking from my side, and let's go through the comments here. Let's see. I'll start at the top here. Good morning, Mr. Vegas. Audio and video are good. Thank you. Thank you. Jim says, hey, I caught one of these live streams. Yes, you did. Good morning or good evening to you, Jim. Except for the freezing. Yeah, hopefully it's over now that I've changed to the 5G band instead of the 3G. Video's frozen, yes. She rocks. She's going to be
I
a rock
rock.
star. I'm telling you, she's a rock star. Yes, the interview was good. Thank you, George. Thank you for that one,
Thank
George.
you.
Yeah, I really liked the interview. It came off very, very well.
I was scared you're not gonna like it.
Albert Wilson says, "Hell, Mia." Not sure
Huh?
what you mean by that. Or
Maybe
maybe he means
hello.
hello. Hello,
Maybe
yeah, hello,
hello.
hello, 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 Mia. That's Albert says hello, Mia.
Hi.
A man. We have a man with us. Good morning, Paul and Mia. How long will you both be together in Cebu City from Melbourne, Australia? How long we will be? I mean, how long till we meet up? It's gonna be somewhere between 2 weeks and 5 weeks, um, unless something happens with the lockdowns.
I
Maybe I'll
hope
be
so.
stuck here. I'll be stuck here, and
I'm just
Mia
gonna
and
go there
Negros,
now.
and then I'll party, 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 party. Just kidding. He does that
You're
a
so
lot.
mean.
Freezing, yeah, I do a lot that freezing, especially when I lived in Norway. I froze all the time. Here we go again. Rocco says, "Here we go again." Frozen, yes, frozen. Well, it's not freezing now, guys. So, hello, Mia
Hello
from
again.
Albert. Timothy, does Mia have driver's license?
No.
Thankfully, no, no, she does not. And I really, maybe here in Cebu it would be okay because the driving is so much safer. But in Negros,
But
we
I'm
talked
still
about
scared.
it, and I really didn't want her driving because if I bought her a scooter and something happened, I would feel bad the rest of my life. So I
You're
just
guilty.
feel the guilt would eat me. So I said no. She could do it on her own, but she listened to me. And she's good that way. She listens to me. Paul, do drivers obey the traffic lights? Yes, they do. They're very. They obey the traffic laws here in Cebu City, which is really surprising for the Philippines. So sorry to say, but yeah. after after living in Negros, that was a really pleasant surprise. So yes, that was a really good positive thing here in Cebu City. Uh, Me and not with you, and you get in trouble always. If she was with me, they'd just take one look at her and say, "Yeah, you guys can go." I guess I don't know. I want to ask: does Duma have one of those high-rise condo apartment buildings like Cebu? Yes, they do. They just built some on the. What would that be, babe? That would be. Would that be the north side of Dumaguete? towards Cebulan on the boardwalk. Anyway, it's but I've gone to see them and they are not very good. They are cheaply built. They're facing the sea and they don't have a balcony. Can you imagine building a condo unit facing the sea and no
The window
balcony,
is not facing the sea.
and nowhere to sit and enjoy the view and enjoy the weather? So it's really a bad build. I would not invest in it. And I've been in them. It's very small units. It's not somewhere where I would want to live, to be honest. But if they had some nice condos in Dumaguete, I can imagine a lot of people would buy and want to live there. But whoever built that, built it cheap, thinking they're going to make, and try to sell it expensive, thinking they're going to make a lot of money. And I guess some suckers have bought into it. But if you had to name three of your individual favorite REITs, which one would you say? I don't really like to say. I have some that I've bought, and to be honest, right now I don't even remember their names. But I'd have to go into my stock portfolio and look. And that's a good thing that you said that, because I need to go look and make some changes. So yeah, just do the research, man. Look at the REITs, see what their historical payouts have been, and that they've been consistent, and that they're not too laden with debt. So that's what I would look at their books. And basically, when you buy a REIT, you're buying it for your return on your investment, right? Your monthly payout or your quarterly payout or your yearly payout. So REITs are good if you want real estate investment, which I think everybody should have that in their portfolio. But let's not talk about finances here. Mia is beautiful now. She's always been beautiful. Why just now?
Thank you. No, you said I'm just cute. You
If the
never said
cops in
I'm
Cebu only
beautiful.
knew about your criminal past in Duma, yeah, if they only knew, man. Paul the criminal. And now I'm starting to act up here in Cebu City and getting fines left and right and driving illegally. Man, I don't know what they've run into here. Very poorly built. Yes, they are. I guess you've seen them, Mike, or you maybe you're in Duma. Trump is in the building. Hey, Sunrise. Actually, Trump has left the building, hasn't he? Joke na lang. uh, good morning from Massachusetts, Paul and Mia. Good morning, William.
Good morning.
And I see you have scheduled the annual budget video I requested. I'm eager to see your numbers. Yes, I did. Thank you for that, Mr. Vegas. I did the video. It's about 10, 11 minutes long. And yeah, I did the whole year. I took my credit card into account. I took all my bank statements into account. I deducted stuff that was non-Philippines related. That's got to do with my own family in Europe. So yeah, so that's going to be out tomorrow. So it's a good video, good to watch, and I think these budget videos are actually very useful because I used to watch them a lot before I came to the Philippines. And not that I do a great job or anything like that, but some of these budget videos are very misleading because they don't really take everything into account, such as, payments on your credit card for ongoing costs, like, for example, Netflix, HBO. Maybe you have a Google account where you pay for extra storage. Maybe you have a post box in the US, private post box, so you can have your mail forwarded and scanned. There's a lot of other costs when you live in the Philippines that maybe is not associated with the Philippines. So there is that cost. So I think a lot of times these budget videos don't take that into account, not on purpose, not in a malicious way, but it just gets forgotten. So with this video, I take everything into account because I look at all my statements and all the money I've drawn out. So good that health certificate was easy. I scared doctors with my extreme high blood pressure. Did you have to show ACR card? Yes, I showed the ACR card. They asked me for it. I showed them my American driver's license, ACR card, and my passport. That's what I showed them. And the total cost was, let's see, 600 and 800. That's about 1400. So that's 20, about $28, almost $30. Call it $30. The total cost $30. Besides the time. The time is money, but okay. Good morning to you both from Folsom, California. Good morning, Jim. Good evening to
Hi.
you, I guess. Yeah. Me, a hot woman now. Hot, cute, and sexy. Aye.
Sana all. Thank you.
Mayong buntag, Paul and Mia. Good to be able to catch up with you live. Good morning, Maria.
Morning.
Mr. Vegas says budget video always gets tons of views, especially the honest ones. Yeah, they do. And this one is actually a yearly budget, so it's what I spend in 1 year, and then I divide it by 12 to give you the average month. So, Mayong buntag. Good morning to you, Maria. Roger. Good morning to you, Roger. He's from Alabama.
Is it night there?
Yes, it's evening.
Oh.
Quick recap. OSO once. Quick recap. Basically, I just talked about what happened in Cebu and me getting stopped and almost getting my bike impounded, getting a fine, going to the LTO, spending 6 hours to get a Filipino driver's license, and then a few days later, almost getting another fine due to an illegal U-turn, and talked about the different driving cultures in Cebu City versus Dumaguete.
Because you're a bad boy.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? I was glad Mia put the American feminist in place in her video. Oh, you did? You don't like those feminists, babe?
No. I hate them.
Why?
Because, this they ruined everything.
They ruined everything.
Yeah, like what the hell you should
They
have
make
been
everybody go red pill.
I think I hate it like that. Like, of course, the East have a lot of dreams, so we have dream of marrying someone, but then you get ruined.
Yeah, but people do change with new culture. I think some people come here and they're
Yeah,
maybe
but what
divorced
if their
twice,
mind is made
twice,
up
and
already? Like, I don't want to do this anymore, like this and like that. You can't do
well,
anything.
sometimes people change, babe. It takes.
Sometimes it's rare. It's rare.
It is rare.
Yes.
Uh, I just heard my city name. Hi, Jim Bruce. Oh, they're from the same city. 6:52, almost 7 p.m. over
Oh,
there in, I think it was Mississippi, right? Um, in Russia, taxi drivers give money to get out a ticket. Yeah, yeah, they're actually, uh, the bribes that happen here are very under the table. And if you try to bribe a traffic enforcer, there are other traffic enforcers around there. So, they
it's
don't want to lose
hard.
their jobs. It's
Yeah,
hard, is it?
plus
Have
maybe
you tried?
maybe
Have
they
you have
put
you
a
have you tried,
camera.
babe? Have you
They,
tried?
they they maybe they put a camera, like secret camera, so that they know if someone's bribing them or something like that.
Yeah. Nitpan asks, how much was the fine? I actually don't know. They don't put the number on the fine. You have to go, and when you go, they tell you how much it is. Probably less than $10. It's not big money. Me and Mia got a fine. Me and I,
100 peso.
which was $2 because at the time we were driving, I don't know if you guys remember this, but there was a time with the lockdowns and all the stupid rules they had was we had to have a plastic shield between me and her when we were driving on a scooter. Even though I'd gone to the barangay captain and got a written
Certificate.
certificate that we lived together, we still had to have a plastic shield between us. For what reasons, I don't know, and they withdrew that after about, what was it, about a month,
You're
babe?
freezing.
I'm not freezing.
What? Yes,
I'm not
you
freezing.
a bit freezing. Okay, okay,
Um,
okay.
anyway, so we got 100 peso fine, which was $2, And it wasn't the fine, it was just the ridiculousness of having to put a plastic shield between me and my living partner to prevent coronavirus. Like, you're, it's just, I don't know. It just
There's no
became
science
so.
base there.
And I've always wondered who came up with that rule. I need to Google that, make a video of this idiot. What's his credentials to come up with such a stupid rule? And all the people that approve that is just beyond me. It's just beyond me. I mean, they do a lot of good here. I mean, they've done the face mask and the face shields and really tried to keep the count down. But this plastic shield, I don't know, that was over the top. Um, Decoup says, "Great to see you both. Paul, my wife is from Cebu, and I'd have to say we both want to retire in Cebu, but even she thinks the traffic is too much. What are your thoughts on Cebu?" Well, Decoup, I currently live in Lapu. I'm planning to move to Mandawi, and currently, I'm just talking about the situation right now. The traffic is fine. I don't. The traffic situation doesn't bother me here as much as it did in Duma. The pollution situation is much better here than it is in Duma, and for me, it's not bad. Now, once this place opens up and all the influx of tourism, business, and everything happens, if it gets really bad, I'm out of here. Basically, I'll probably move to Panglao or something, somewhere with less traffic, somewhere with more fresh air. So right now, I love it. You need to keep Mia now. Yeah.
Please keep me.
I hear you loud and clear. Mia's a spunk, but Paul has looks, money, and status, so she better stay on her toes and learn more about red pill. Well, actually, she likes the red pill. So yeah, I keep her on her toes. Sunrise. Mia's like, no comment.
No comment.
Mia should attempt a walk around video on the boulevard by herself. It would be good practice for her, and it would be interesting to hear her observations. That's from Mr. Vegas. You hear
I
that,
do that
babe?
a lot, but I just sit there and watch other people like their body movements because 55% of communication is based on our body language. So I can see what's going on. Like I've seen people crying on the boulevard and I
Yeah,
think
me
they're
too.
breaking up. Like it's gonna be
Remember we saw
fun.
that boy and girl, and that girl
Yeah.
was it the boy in the girl's lap, or was that girl in the boy's lap and they're crying?
The girl was crying.
I was like, okay, they're breaking up. On the boulevard.
But
What a place to do
the
it on
worst
the boulevard.
the worst place to break up.
Yeah.
Everyone knows your business there.
Yeah. Anyway,
Oh,
but I think he meant like make a video, like do a
oh,
video. Yeah, that's what I think Mr. Vegas means.
okay.
Um, what's the best destination for a throwaway ticket when coming to PH on a tourist visa? Actually, the one I booked was Kuala Lumpur. At the time, I think I paid, I can't remember, it's between $30 and to $50. But yeah, to all of you that don't know what a throwaway ticket is, when you're coming to the Philippines and you're going to stay more than 30 days, you have to have a throwaway ticket. You have to, well, they don't know how many days you're going to stay, but when you come here, you have to have a return ticket. So instead of paying for a ticket from the States and back to the States, you pay for a one-way ticket to the Philippines. Then you buy a ticket to, for example, Kuala Lumpur, but you never use it. So that's why they call it a throwaway ticket. You have to show that you're leaving the Philippines within 30 days. So you have to have what they call a return ticket somewhere. Or in this case, we call it a throwaway ticket because you never use it. So it's basically thrown away. Um, do you keep a plastic shield between you and me at all times?
We never do that.
Yeah, we never
We're
did
rule
that.
breakers.
I think he's being funny. Maria says, "I love Cebu. Lived there all my life. Well, until I moved out of here to the U.S. 3 years ago." Oh, okay, Maria. How are you liking the U.S. and where are you in the U.S.? Personally, I prefer the Philippines over the U.S. Uh, you should take a bike ride to Pantayan. Do you know where that is, babe? I'll have to Google that later. But thank you for that tip, Lamar. Nitpan says, I
I'll be
got
back.
out of a traffic
I'll be back.
violation. What's that? Oh, you'll
I'll
be
be
back.
back.
I got
Yeah.
out of a traffic violation. Passenger was not wearing the chest belt in my car, but she took care of it with a 100 peso bill. The plastic shield on the motorbikes were hazardous. Yes, they were. um, 91 watching. Hit the like button. Yeah, guys, hit the like button. Smash that button. Dan's retirement journey, Philippines Bound, which I assume is a YouTube channel. I like Mia. I like to hang out at the malls. Yes, I'm a mall rat. Ayala Mall is my favorite. You know what? Ayala Mall is nice, but I've been around Cebu City. There's tons of malls. I kind of like these smaller malls, actually. Seems more personal than Ayala, but Ayala is nice, no doubt. They have some really nice stuff over there. If you haven't been to SMC side, that's one worth checking out. That's a fantastic mall, also. Nitman says Kuta Kanbalu is a popular throwaway destination. I don't know. I don't know that. Where did Mia learn her English and pronunciation skills? Honestly, I haven't seen such good English from a Filipina. I
I watch a lot of movies like I love British and of course. Yeah, I learned it from you too. But
joke.
some of the pronunciation I learned it from Google.
Yes, Mia is an avid reader. I mean, she reads a lot, and she has fantastic spelling. She can spell better than most Americans and most British people. But
Thank you for
when
that.
talking and writing, she does still make mistakes
Yeah.
grammatically. And when she does the scripts and all that, I go in and correct some of the grammar. The spelling is flawless, but the grammar is not. She still gets do and does wrong, but she's starting to. I've been correcting. I don't take everything at the same time. I'll take one thing and I'll keep correcting her till she gets that right, and then I'll move on to the next thing. So her grammar is improving, slowly but surely. So yeah, she's getting better and better every day. So Mantayan is an island north of Cebu. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna check out all the islands. Thank you for that, Roger. Public breakups are safer at home or restaurants have knives. Yes, safer. Plus, people are more bound by the social norms when they're outside, right? Because
Yeah,
they know
like
if they
they
start
tend to.
screaming and acting like idiots, everybody's going to see them. So the social construct outside, the pressures of that is more apt to help. How shall I say? Relieve you when you're breaking up of the pressures. You don't get the screaming and the crying and
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah,
That is so
that's true.
embarrassing if you're gonna do that in the public.
What
That is so
was that?
embarrassing if you're gonna start screaming in the public.
That's why maybe breaking up in public is a better idea because people are embarrassed to scream and shout, right? Well, not
Yeah.
not everybody, but most people. It's in Malaysia. Cheapest ticket from Philippines usually. Oh, okay. Um, the cheaper, the better. Amazing Philippines has done a lot of videos over many years on places for rent and places to go in Cebu area. Is that older guy that goes to a lot of different condos? Because if that's the guy, I actually watched him yesterday. I used to watch him when I lived in the U.S. and then I stopped watching him when I came here, and he popped up on my YouTube for some reason, and he was doing some condo tours. I like his channel. It's a good channel. He does mostly condos, and good information there. So yeah. Mia, are you worried the many snakes in Cebu City while Paul is there?
Yes, because I saw one in his video. Just kidding. You should put a Klingon cloak on that one, babe.
Yeah.
Focus on the foods.
Yeah. So Rocco Hagedorn says spelling better than an American doesn't really take all that much. That's have you looked at the American school system? Come on. Come on. Uh, yes, the American school system, it's not the best in the world, but it's still pretty good. I think it's more, maybe not the system, but the attitude of people, some people. So, but even compared to British people, Mia would be way above average, I think. So, how does Mia feel about Trump? Trump, de Trump, thump, thump, thump. Oh. Why are you so concerned about Trump, Sunrise? He's out of office now. It's over.
Get
I don't
accepted.
know. You saw that movie Aliens. I don't remember if it's 1, 2, or 3, where that guy, the actor, says, "It's over, man. It's over. It's over, man. We're all gonna die. It's over." Sunrise. It's over. The election is over. We won here. Use Macau from Cebu for my 3-year exit. Stay overnight. Round trip was around 2,400 pesos. Yeah, that's a cheap. But right now, if you leave, you can't come back. So Mia's
Is he
Air
freezing?
Asia speaking Filipino. She does much better than you speaking Filipino language. Yeah, I can't speak Filipino or Visayan or Tagalog. So, and
I'm
even
not
if I
very
could,
good
I
at
wouldn't tell
speaking
anybody.
Filipino language.
You mean Tagalog, right? You're not so good in
Yes,
Tagalog, yeah.
I'm not so good, but
Because
every
to the
time we
people
have
that
this
know, go ahead. Sorry.
every time we have this class, like a Filipino class, I tend to mix English and Filipino because I don't know what's the Tagalog word for that, so I mix in English, and of course they laugh at it because I don't know why they laugh at it. I just don't know.
Well, for those people who don't know, the Philippines has many different languages. In the Visayas, we have Visayan, but Tagalog is the main language that they um, they've, they've said that's their main language. But most people speak Tanglish, which is a mix of Tagalog and English. So I saw that snake in Paul's video. Paul averted his glance.
I was thinking about that video. They should sit in like before that girl, so like he's not facing the girl, and the camera is focusing on the food instead of the girl, because
It was focused on the food, but I scooped it
no,
up because
because
there's a
you were
beautiful girl
flipping it
sitting there.
around.
I know my
Oh really?
subscribers,
And
they
you
like
got
to look
tempted
at
then,
beautiful
huh? You
girls.
got
So
tempted
yeah,
then.
I'm doing it for the subs, not for me.
Oh
For
really?
the subs.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, really. Lamar G says check Skyscanner for tickets out of either Manila or Cebu within your first month of arrival for the cheapest tickets to anywhere outside of the country. Good tip. Thanks, Lamar. Jim says Trump who? Yeah, Trump who? Yeah. For me, the election is over. Whoever you voted for, you voted for. We as a country need to just move on and support our president. I said the same when Trump won. I say the same when Biden wins. We are one country, one people, and we need to support our president, no matter who he is. Doesn't mean you support everything he does, but support him in general to make the U.S. a stronger country, because the U.S. is needed more now than ever. With China rising as a superpower and everything going on in the world. So we need to come together as a people. That's my spiel for the day. Sunrise looks like Trump. Oh, come on, guys. Let's not have any more Trump talk. Let's get over that. It's never over. Paul's freezing some. Well, not that much. So it's an advantage. Rocco is right. I can't even locate the Philippines on a world map. Failed geography. Well, geography is a hard topic, man, because wherever you're from, you know the surroundings. Like, if you talk to a Filipino and you ask average Filipino and you ask them where is Spain or where is um, you know Norway or something like that, they're clueless. Even in the U.S., you ask them about countries in Europe, they're clueless. And if you ask people in Europe about states in the U.S. where they are, they're pretty much clueless. So geography is typically very local. So I'm not surprised that most people don't know where other countries are, to be honest. Taglish, yes, Taglish. Oh, thank you so much, Matthew. That's really nice of you. It shows that you value our efforts. Thank you so much for that. Love to see you and Mia do a video on striking the balance between the qualities of a province woman versus Pinay worldly woman. No
That's Pinay,
criticism of
babe.
either. No criticism of either, but need to talk. Hello from uh, VA. What's that again? Virginia Beach. Hello to you, Matthew, and thank you so much. And um, yeah, I don't know. You want to talk about that, babe? The difference between Filipinas. For me, I noticed that this is very shallow, I know, but what I've noticed is that girls that are worldly, or have traveled the world, have typically, not always, but typically become more westernized and more similar to their Western counterparts in the negative aspect, what I perceive as a negative aspect. And but not all, but still they have a lot of good sides to them. So for example, if I was in the US and I met a Filipina that's lived in the US, let's say 5 years or 10 years, I would much rather date her than a native born raised girl in the US. They still have that kindness in them, their way of being, and in the end, in the back, they have that mentality. Even though the West does change them somewhat, it's they're still a good catch, really, in the West. So yeah, it does change them, and to me, I would say probably a province girl that is educated is a good catch. But Mia, you go ahead and maybe you can talk about that too.
What about it?
What's your thoughts on that?
Oh, the province and what is that again?
World,
Pinay?
yeah, worldly girl versus. Did I read that right?
Pinay worldly woman?
Yeah, meaning a woman from the Philippines that's traveled the world, maybe a businesswoman or lived in different countries.
Oh, okay. So like
May,
what?
no, go ahead.
So like in Pinay worldly woman, they kind of like for example, I go to no, not me. Just for example, someone goes to the US and they stay there for a very long time, and of course their attitude changed, their mindset changed, and if you're gonna date that girl, um I don't know, maybe you'll get the mostly the western side because she stayed there and she doesn't, I mean, she grows here in the Philippines, but then she moved to the US and she already got that mindset of a Western woman, and that makes her attitude change. But when it comes to province woman who has a good quality education and all that, yeah, that's a good catch.
Yeah. So um, Neil says, "Hello guys, it's a great day in Guam. Hey Neil, does Mia sometimes say her when she should say him? Yes, sometimes, but she's getting a lot
Sometimes,
better.
yes.
In the beginning, it was bad, but she's getting a lot
Not
better.
that bad. You're so mean.
It was, yeah, of course you don't
It
notice
wasn't
it,
that
but
bad.
I noticed. Yes, it was bad. It was
You're
like
so mean.
50-50. Him, her. It's like him, blah, blah, him.
Hey,
What?
you do that
Who?
too.
You're like, who? Your sister? That's her. Why you keep saying
Well,
him?
you
My
do that
sister,
too.
you
You
say.
do that too. You do that too.
No, but she's improved a lot. Of course, she won't really realize she's saying it because she's not aware of it. But yeah, I caught her in the beginning a lot, but much better now. She's mad now. Tampo, Tampo, baby, Tampo.
I am not. Why would I do
I'm just
temple?
kidding. Regarding American spelling, I'm an immigrant myself, and when I got here to and asked three Americans for the correct spelling of the word distributor, I got three different spelling options. Yeah, I'm not a good speller, to be honest. I'll ask Mia, how do you spell that again? Maybe it's because I learned so many. Growing up, my first language was actually Arabic and English. Then I moved to England; it was only English, and then I moved to Norway; it was Norwegian. And in Norway, it's not just Norwegian. We have New Norwegian, and we have Old Norwegian. And then on top of that, I started learning German. So I think sometimes I learn too many languages. My brain is not big enough to keep it straight. Um, Hello at Matthew VA Beach. I'm from Suffolk near you. Okay, they're just talking to each other there. Mia, you don't need to worry about the snakes. Paul is addicted to your beauty and personality.
I don't think so.
She is kind of addictive, actually. It's not. It's not. I don't mean to. This might come out wrong, but Mia is very cute and beautiful, and she's hot and everything. But to me,
There's a
that's
lot
not
of
what.
beautiful, more
Yeah,
beautiful
that's not
than
what
you.
keeps me around. It's her way of being, her sense of humor. That's what keeps me around. A beautiful girl, they're a dime a dozen, and truly, there are a dime a dozen here. If if it was just for the looks and so on, I could dump Mia and have a new, probably better looking girl or just as good looking girl within a week. It's not a problem here, but it's her personality that keeps me, and hopefully, it's my personality that keeps her with me or keeps her not dumping me, because she has options too. So we all have options in life. So we all have to be the best we can be, right?
Yeah,
I think Are you freezing now, babe?
I'm not.
Mia, Paul has no reason to look at other women. What a man has, when a man has an angel like you, his mind never wanders. That's from
Doubt that.
Liquid
I
Surfer.
doubt that.
My mind doesn't wander, but my eyes wander sometimes. I think that's a natural instinct on all men, right, babe? I
Yeah.
I speak very good English, German, English. Wie geht's, George? Ich bin eine Berliner. uh, okay, thanks for that, Sunrise. Uh, he, she, cousin, it, they all do it. I'm not sure what that means. Mia, don't let me make you temple. My wife still says him when she should say her, and she has been married to me for 10 years, living in California.
That's
You see,
okay.
baby, that's okay. See, you're doing really good.
You do that too, babe. So, yeah, that's
I
okay.
know. I don't
Yeah.
do that. Of
Yes.
course I don't. I never do
Babe,
that.
unconsciously you do that.
I don't say he instead of her and him.
No, sometimes you say him instead of her. Because, like,
Oh, I
the
don't,
way you talk is so fast.
you're just not.
Babe, accept
It's
it.
your ears. Acceptance. Acceptance.
Accept it.
Roger says the same, that his wife does that too.
That's normal.
Uh, Mike says it's her intelligence. Yeah, she's a smarty party.
Smarty,
Uh,
smarty pants.
okay, I am gonna. I don't like people. Let's go back to the grown-ups, as Paul says. We had some children here that I had to spank and throw out of the room. Beauty can change, body can change, but the beautiful soul is always a beautiful soul. That's
Yes,
well
that's
said,
true.
Chavez. Really true. Really true. You come in for the beauty, but you stay for the soul. You know, it's like a nice restaurant, right? You walk in and you think, "Oh my God, it looks so nice here. It's so beautiful. Look at the ambience." You sit down, but if the food is horrible, you leave. You don't come back again, right? If the food's
Yeah,
good, you stay and you eat more food and you eat and you eat and you eat.
yeah.
Roy just says your beauty keeps her. I think he means your beauty keeps me. Um, Kapan says, I think any man can have a beautiful woman, but the grass always looks greener on the other side of the fence after a few months, years, even if it's not. True, true. It's always, you see a lot of stuff, but in the end, it's the good soul that keeps you, like Chavez said. You're right, Mia. He's a meanie. Don't listen to him. I'm sure your English is a lot better than him speaking your
No.
language. And to say he knows German, like put that to the test. No, I don't know it anymore. I know a few words. Actually, I was horrible in German. In Norway we have a system from well, it's equivalent to A, B, C, D in the US, and basically like, I got a barely passing grade in German. So I remember a few words, and there's a lot of words in German that's similar to Norwegian. So um, George says gut, good. Mia should be happy. Paul doesn't eat candy. Actually, I don't eat candy. For real. uh,
Go baby, go baby.
einen wunderschönen guten Tag. A wonderful good day, Paul. How's it going? Ich bin, I am excited. Why you mean the question bent worth test is worth it or is being worth it? I'm not sure that last word, Rocco. So I think I got it somewhat right, right? Uh, Someone just told a joke to two Filipinas on another stream. My wife ran away with my best friend. I sure miss him. Uh, they didn't get it because they didn't know the difference between him, her. How big is the Norwegian community in Duma? It's actually pretty big, Scott. I think there are several hundred Scandinavian, mostly Norwegian, living in Dumaguete. They have a meeting. They meet at different bars Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If I remember correctly, they start at 1 or 2 p.m. It used to be Flip Flop's Private Garden, and what's the one beside the sea called? That used to be Jerry's
Big Billy's.
Big Billy's. They sometimes they change. I believe on Wednesdays at the Private Garden, and sometimes there's 30 to 50 people that show up, and that's just a subset of the Norwegians in actually fun meetings. There really are fun meetings, but I don't show up that much because I don't really drink, and I get so busy with other things. But I used to go there quite a bit when I first moved there to try to meet people and make friends and stuff like that. So even if you're not Norwegian, you're still welcome, but you'll be kind of lost because we're talking Norwegian all the time. So
Yeah.
So it's really unless you know or understand Norwegian, it's hard. Uh, German is not easy to learn. Actually, it depends what language you speak. If you speak Norwegian, German, actually, it's not that hard. Uh, yes, that is my graduation picture, Mr. Vegas, back in the year, back when I was still good looking. Good morning to the two of you from North Carolina. Good morning, Stephen. Hope all is good. We have almost 100 in the stream. So, uh, a man's natural instinct is to have a variety of women. No single woman can totally satisfy a man. Well, yes, that's a man's natural instinct, but we also have a lot of natural instincts. Like if you start arguing with someone, sometimes you feel like killing them. That's also a natural instinct, but you don't kill them, right? You don't even punch them because we have found out that to benefit society and to benefit ourselves, we have to constrain certain parts of our behavior. So we try to constrain it. But there's also that also when you meet somebody that you really like, it's about the chemistry you have between them. I mean, you can have sex with a lot of women, but sometimes it becomes.
Too much.
I mean, it's fun in the moment. Don't get me wrong. It's fun in the moment. It's never too much in the moment. But after you're done, that feeling of, you know, it just it's just never enough. It's like a child going into a candy store. He'll eat, eat, eat till he throws up. So, there's a balance there. There's a balance. You got to get it out of your system, though. That's true. How old were you during your time in Norway? I was in my teens and in my 20s. So I learned Norwegian when I was 14. So I loved Norway, really. A lot of good stuff in Norway. But I love the US because in the US, it seems that way to me. When you work hard, you accelerate much faster than you do in Norway. In maybe I never had a professional job in Norway. I was just studying. So, but it seems that way to me. The U.S. has a lot of good stuff in it. Norway has got a good stuff in it too. But I haven't been to Norway since 2003. Was it 2001, 2003? So it's been a while. So I plan to go back soon. Visit. Have you been to Canada? Sergey says, yes, I was in Canada in 2019 to visit my dad. My dad lives in Canada. He lives in, I always forget the name of it, between Toronto and Niagara Falls. Is it not Hastings, but I forgot the name of it. It's in the middle there, and it's a big town. The first part of your German was okay. I won't say how you did with the second part. Thanks, Rocco. Thanks, man. Last comment here is hello, good morning, Paul and Mia.
Hello.
So, okay, guys, we're open to more comments, or if you guys want to talk about something specific or have any questions. And don't forget to check Mia's channel out. George says, have a wonderful good day, Paul. How are you? I'm curious how you will answer my question. That's what he asked you. Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that. I read a lot about the decline of America. Yet, boots on the ground, it seems like everyone is working and being productive. What's your take, decline or not? I don't remember. I don't know if you remember in the 80s, Scott, how the US was in decline. Everybody thought Japan would be the new superpower. And America rose to the occasion. It seems like it always does. During the Second World War, America wasn't a superpower, but it rose to the occasion. I think the US has a mentality that no other country beats when it comes to work. They have, in the US, basically life is work. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? That can be discussed for your own happiness and all that. But I don't think anybody can beat the US in the long term. Yes, the US has been in somewhat of a decline, and that has to do with internal fissures in the US. But I think, remember, the 60s also was a lot of internal fissures in the US with all the rioting and all that, and um, the um, with equal rights for women, equal rights for the minorities, and all that. So the U.S. is working. I think. I think the U.S. is now healing. I think it's going to get to a better place a lot faster than people can imagine. Already, factories are moving back to the U.S. There is a chip manufacturer that produces chips for Apple that's going to build a factory in Texas. And Texas seems to be the new manufacturing hub, by the way. So I think the U.S. will do just fine. Now, will China continue to grow? I think so, for a while at least. But I think more and more countries are realizing they don't want China as a superpower. They realize China is a bully. They realize that they need to diversify their production away from China, and that can't happen overnight. That's going to take years to happen. I still think China will grow because they have 1.3 billion, but I really, in my heart, think and hope that the US will remain the superpower, because we want a democracy, a country that's a democracy, to be a superpower instead of a country that's non-democratic, communistic, and has a tendency to push minorities down to be a superpower. Something I really don't want to see in my lifetime, and I hope not for the next hundreds of years. I don't want China to be a superpower. Now, if China changes and they're democratic and adhere to the norms of the world, yeah, then it's different story. But I think we should fight nail and tooth to stop that from happening. That's my opinion. Mia says I should start a political channel.
You're good at that.
Mia's already at 3,500 subs, halfway to catching up with you, Paul.
I didn't
Yeah, I
know
gotta up my
that.
game. I really gotta up my game. Let's see. I just want to see now something real quick here. Her last video, 3 hours in, has got 1,500 views. Aye, baby. You have to help me with my channel soon.
I come guess.
Hey, don't forget me when you're a big YouTube star, huh? Don't forget the
You'll
guy who
be my
started
guest,
you.
my love.
You'll
You'll
be,
be my guest.
you'll be like, go watch Paul's Asian Adventure. It's a small channel, but it's really good.
But I don't think so, babe. I think you'll still be big.
Yeah, we'll see. I might be back in the US working. Just about to check her channel out till I see you live. Okay, well, check it out afterwards. Mississauga. No, it's not Mississauga. Let me get it here. Wait 1 second.
Hamilton?
I'll get it. Hamilton.
Is
See, you have the memory. I don't. I think it's Hamilton. Yeah,
No.
Hamilton.
I
always
just
think
read
of
it in a
Hastings,
comment.
but it's
babe.
Hamilton.
I
Yeah.
just read it in a comment.
I subscribe to both of you and Mia. Mia is doing a great job on her vlogs. Yes, she is. I can't wait to see you two in Cebu together. Yeah. I'm actually
Can't
getting
wait
another action cam, and I'm getting some more equipment, and trying to figure out the motorbike situation so we can talk while filming, while driving. So a lot more cool videos to come in the future. So share. Something
wait
that
to
really
go
helps us,
there.
if you share your videos. If you share your videos on Facebook and other social media, that really helps. What were you saying, babe? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I can't wait to go there.
Yeah. So soon, 4 to 6 weeks. Starlink question: will they bypass the local internet connections? I mean, will you connect your device directly to Starlink, or will you register for Starlink via Globe, for example? No, it's a satellite dish. basically pointing up to the satellite. It's got nothing to do with Globe or anybody else. Now, can they have relay stations on the ground? Yes, they can, and I think they are currently working with some companies to do that. But no, you'll bypass all that. You'll be paying Starlink directly, nothing to do with Globe, and I can hardly wait for that. Once me and Mia, like I like to say, settle down somewhere, I'm buying a subscription with Starlink, because it's also the what do you call it, the reliance of your. It's not just fast, but it has to be reliable. Right now, freezing and all that. Never had that issue in the States.
I'll be back.
I'll be back. I need to say thank you. It's definitely a fun live chat. The two of you do a great job. It's actually entertaining. Thank you, Rocco. Thank you so much. Yeah, and believe it or not, it's actually the way we are when we hang out together. No one's there. We're always joking and messing around, and I tease her a lot, sometimes too much. I like to scare her too. I really do. She hates it, but I love it. So let's see. The US dollar is being printed into oblivion. That is really true. I wish they would stop with that so much. It's the dollar devaluation is just ridiculous. I wish the US would stop that. And I wish they would come out with a currency similar to Bitcoin, backed by the US or backed by Europe, or some type of Bitcoinish, some type of coin where you could buy in there and the amount of coin is limited. Where let's say coin, what is going on now? Let's say there's 10 trillion coins, and guys, I think I'm freezing again, so I might have to switch over again. Let's see what's happening. No, should still let me switch over to this one now. Okay, guys, I switched over again to a different router, so hopefully the freezing stops. Right. Okay, Nitban says America is going strong. WFH increased productivity where WFH is possible. Sorry about the internet, guys. I don't know. Yes, so true. The US people work many will work 60 hours plus. Yeah, I used to work 70, 80 hours. So it's work week. We have our problems, always growing pains. The US is still a young country if you look at the world powers. True, very young country. And it had a bad past, so it has to overcome all the issues of the past. And the country working through that. And sometimes the pendulum swings too far to the other side. So, hey, great, insightful reply to the decline of America question. Thanks. You're welcome, Scott. Where are you from, by the way, Scott? I forgot. That's called this. Tesla bypassed the car dealers. I think Starlinks will do the same. Starlink.
Starlink, maybe.
Customers will directly deal with Starlink. Yeah, I think so. God, I need some coffee. Can you read the next one, babe?
Oh, from Scott. Other Asian countries will adopt manufacturing that is done in China. Trump made the grave error of not getting the USA in TPP, which what?
Yeah, I agree. That was a big mistake. We should have gone into TPP. That way, we would have been able to combat China even more. But um, Trump did do a lot of good fighting China. He set the standard for the next administration, and people are now on board with that. So he did start that trend, and I'm glad he did. So that's he did some good. Uh, would have shifted goods away from China in favor of other Asian democracies. Scott says the same. Yeah. Um, two Scotts here, Scott Anderson and Scott. Mr. Anderson. Nitban, I hope so, but that will mean around the world all the internet providers will go bankrupt. No, not necessarily, because those who have laid the fiber, the cost of fiber is probably cheaper than satellite. So right now, I think it's $100 a month and $500 for the equipment. While I'm sure other Asian countries you're paying 20, $30 for fiber. So I think it's going to be mostly
Freezing. What's wrong with him?
well, guys. I'm gonna continue to about 9:15, and then I'm gonna call it quits. But the good news is, when I move, I will have direct internet. I won't have this Wi-Fi that's shared with other people. Even though it's a good Wi-Fi connection, Wi-Fi is Wi-Fi. If I have my own router, I can connect the cable, and I won't have that issue. Hopefully, cross my fingers. Dan's retirement journey says the cultural differences between Asia and the West are fairly straightforward. In America, we work to live. In Asia, we live and then we work.
Sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. Uh, yeah, in America, they live to work, and in many other countries, they work so they can live. So, yeah, that's a true comment. Okay, they're talking to each other about Bitcoin here. George says the Philippines lodged a diplomatic protest following a report that around 220 Chinese militia ships have been moored near a reef in the country's exclusive economic zone in the West Philippine Sea. Yeah, I mean, some countries now are actually sinking these boats. I've seen on YouTube where they'll actually sink the boats. And I wish more countries did that. China seems to think they have the right to every fishing ground in every part of the world. Okay, Sunrise is going political again. How do you feel about reverse evolution in Western countries when Social Security rewards people with low IQ to have many children and people of high IQ don't even reproduce? Well, that's a loaded question, but I see your point there. There are people that produce a lot of kids in the US um, that are on the poor side. Are they low IQ or not? That's now, the whole IQ question is a debatable question. I've looked into that, and that's really for another live stream. But that's a good, insightful question. But I won't be able to answer that on this live stream anyway. Maybe when I start my political channel, I can answer questions like that. Mia's interview with Paul Dog was posted today. She did very well. Yes, she did. Thank you for that, Mr.
Thank
Vegas.
you.
I was uh, proud, and she did a really good job. She really did. I was very proud of her. So 4 to 6 more weeks of Paul's me time. Yeah.
1 month.
The USA is what It is because of World War II and the spies from England during World War II. The spies from England. Well, if you're talking about the technology that the US got from England, yes, it was massive. There was a massive import of technology from England to. There was actually a flight that went from England to the US with all documents and all types of engineering drawings and everything, and that helped the US gain a lot. But the US would have been where it is without that because they are a hardworking country. It's in the culture. But yes, World War II did help accelerate where the US would have been. Maybe it would have taken them 50 years more. Who knows? But we can't change the past. Great channel, you guys. Look like many of us are ready to come join you all. Yeah, come join, man. We're at 105. We passed the 100 mark. So next goal, 200. My family lives near Hamilton. Yeah, Canada is. I like Canada, and the reason I say that is Canada seems to be like a blend of Europe or England specifically and the US, kind of taking the best of both worlds and put them in a country. So I like Canada. I really do. So yeah, it's nice. Canada is nice. At Scott, I would celebrate when, not if Comcast goes bankrupt. If they can provide good services, ISPs will survive. Yep, I've had Comcast before and I hated them. I got an email from Starlink that I can sign up now. It's almost $100 a month. Yeah, $99, basically 100. World War II spies from England, the best in the world at the time, would steal German tech that was about 25 years ahead of the rest of the world. England could not develop the tech while getting bombed from above. You know, it's funny. I've watched so many documentaries about weapons and all that, and it's like, well, this was invented by the Germans. The first. You remember during the Iraq War, the first one, people were amazed by these bombs that had cameras on them, and you could see them going towards the target, and then it would go black when it exploded. You know who invented that? That was the Germans. They actually had a trial with that, but instead of they didn't use the what a wireless signal. They used a wire, and they dropped the bomb with a camera. They're the ones who invented that. So yeah, I mean, look at the rocket technology. I mean, if it hadn't been for Germany, and I can't remember the guy's name, but one of the scientists that the U.S. took to back to one of the German scientists the U.S. took from Germany back to the U.S. He's the one who helped the U.S. get to the moon. So Germany was so ahead of the world when it came to technology. So yeah, yep, fiat money. I guess you're talking about the U.S. dollar, Maria. Maria lives in the U.S., so he's asking me how he made that font. They would send it to the USA to help. Yep. The US
Babe,
has doubled. Yes, babe.
I nothing continue.
The US has doubled its debt in the last year, and the Fed has created the money to buy it. That's why they are worried about inflation. Well, inflation has already started. You just look at stock. It's just it hasn't started in goods. It started in the stock, and that's based on how the Fed gives out the money. So yeah, inflation is coming. The stealth technology comes from World War II Germany. I don't think that's right, Scott. I think it comes from Russia. From the documentary I saw, it actually came from Russia. There was a Russian engineer, while he was taking his master's or PhD, wrote a paper on it, and the US found that paper and basically copied that technology and developed it further. Yeah. Okay. I know they've increased their debt quite a bit. I don't think it's double, but it's increased quite a bit. Based, okay. Hey, Ace Bachelor's in the house. Good morning, Ace. A guy is gonna start a YouTube channel in Angel City,
Angelus, is that how you read it?
Angeles. How do you say it? Angels. I call it Angels. Angeles.
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 Angeles. It's like
Uh, what's wrong with Bitcoin? It's a digital store of value you need. There's nothing wrong with Bitcoin, but anybody can start a coin similar to Bitcoin. So that's what's wrong with the whole concept. It has to be backed by a government and has to be, I don't know. Bitcoin to me, I mean, don't get me wrong. I wish I got in when it was 25 cents a coin, but um, Ace Batra says 5:30 p.m. Sunday, America, Spokane, Washington. The ships are approximately 175 nautical miles west of Batarsa, Palawan. Okay. Well, I say sink them.
Starlink.
Starlink is cheaper option. Starlink. Let's just start a company called Starlink.
Founder.
I'm copywriting that phrase, Starlink. Looks like your Gio's neighbor. Yeah, he lives somewhere here in Cebu also, or close to Cebu. Take over, Mia. Okay, Mia, take over.
Take over.
Yeah,
I'm taking over.
take over. You do the talking.
What am I gonna talk about?
Let's see. You read the texts. I'm gonna chill for a few minutes and enjoy my coffee.
Oh god. From Nitban. Mia, don't move to Cebu. You both will freeze. Uh maybe no. I'm gonna move there. I want to. I don't want to be stuck here. Do I read that too?
Yeah, it's on the screen, so read it.
From KO. Nice. Matrix reference. From Mr. Anderson. Mia soon will have to give a loan to Paul for better equipment when she overtakes his YouTube revenue. I think
Actually, I've told her when she starts making money, she better start paying half the bills.
I'm gonna pay the bills, I think.
Yeah. Hey, am I being blocked?
You're
Nope,
not.
you're not being blocked. Why would I block you? Um, that
What?
happens on some live streams. I don't know. On Geo's live streams, and I saw on Paul's live streams, people say, "Am I being blocked?" And I think there was some certain words or phrases that YouTube blocks. I don't know. I have nothing in my words or anything like that. So I might put some in there, but as of current, no. Why are there any horses in the province for transportation? Babe, I don't know.
There is here in Negros. You remember when we walked to that mountain in Zamangita? Like you see those
Yeah,
horses?
yeah.
Yeah, because we have this motorbike. It's called Habal Habal, where like lots of people can fit in that motorbike, but it's they're more into horses and all that. It's not
But
really
like in the Western countries before, they use horses to pull stuff, but here you use those caribous to pull stuff, right?
carabaos.
Carabaos.
Yes.
Starlink will be perfect for people in Palawan. Yeah, Paul. Hope you start a political channel. Yeah, I'm thinking about it actually. I actually love politics. I do, but I try not to express it too much here. And I'm very left on a lot of issues and very right on some other issues. So I'm kind of all over the place, which I think is a good thing. I don't take everything from one part or the other. Kind of, there's good stuff on both sides, if you ask me. So, but yeah, I try not to make this too political because it's about the Philippines and travel and enjoying life. So China has sub-bunkers in the sides of the man-made island loaded up with small electrical subs for future use to cause issues in the South China Sea. Not to worry, there are steps to counter it by surprise. Yeah, I have no doubt if China messed with the US, they'd take a good old beating. I have no doubt about that. Off the subject, but are you in an apartment like Geo's? I actually haven't been to Geo's apartment, but a lot of these condos they look similar. So yeah, but I'm moving. I'm moving in about 3 weeks' time.
Mandawi.
I'm
Yeah.
moving to Mandawi, so to a condo. The one that you actually saw in a video. I'm still negotiating with someone, and hopefully we can come to an agreement. But if not, I'm going to have to find a different condo. But I really like those condos because of the amenities. I love the pool. I love the workout. I can imagine myself going there at 6, 7 in the morning, doing some laps. Then in the evening, doing some weights. I mean, it's got a Bose coffee within the complex. So I can sit there and work and have a coffee. I mean, it's perfect. I'll probably never leave. Joke. Mia, you need to do a live stream.
Think about that.
Why not, babe?
I still feel a bit uncomfortable, like I'm all alone.
Yeah, but you have to feel comfortable. You're a YouTuber. You have to get used to it, yeah? The first time
Yeah.
is awkward. Whatever you do the first time is awkward. So it's
Yes.
just you just gotta jump on it.
It's so awkward watching my face in YouTube. Like, what the?
Canada is another Jordan. I mean Jordan in the Middle East is Canada.
Is he freezing? So I gotta read this from George. Mia, you need to do your own live stream. Well, I'm thinking about that, but maybe yes, sooner rather than later. Babe, click
Yeah,
on the next
sorry.
one.
The live stream went down for a few seconds.
Don't just don't answer any hard question. I'll do my best to answer that question, whatever hard it is or not. From Nitban. Starlink's hardware. Was that again, babe? Are you freezing? Oh god. I can't click on any of the comments.
Hey guys,
Does
sorry
it?
about that. I need to change. Somehow the 5G has disappeared out of here. I don't. Sorry about guys. Thank you, Dan. I guess that reflects well on me. Thank you for that. Wait, I need to do this. Thank you for that. Scott says no. Russia developed the RMAX formula for calculating design, not the actual stealth. Oh, okay. You seem to be really into that type of technology, Scott. So I'll defer to you on that one. Werner
Yes, the
von Braun.
question. Yeah.
Werner von Braun, yeah, that was a scientist that the U.S. brought over from Germany during the Second World War. Hey guys, I'm gonna shift to a different Wi-Fi real quick, so I'll be down for a couple of seconds here.
So I can click on any of the comments.
Okay, so
I got
hopefully
it
that
again.
helps out. So yeah, Werner von Braun, lots of documentaries on him and what he did for the U.S. and
He's the one who like the Apollo 11, was that the Apollo 11?
I can't remember. I thought it was Apollo 1, but maybe
It
I'm
was
wrong. I
Apollo
don't remember.
11.
The first flight to the moon was Apollo 11.
Yes.
Okay, well then you know more than me. There you go.
No.
Uh, what's your thoughts on crypto? Are you investing? Live more life. I'm currently not. I wish I had because I've seen it go up, up, up. But at these prices, the intrinsic value of a Bitcoin is just what people are willing to pay. It doesn't produce anything. It doesn't give you a return on your investment. It's got nothing. It's just a coin. It's kind of like a dollar. It's only value people are willing to give it. So I I don't want to invest in that. I'd rather invest in a company that produces a product or a service. Bitcoin BS again. When I was in the Philippines, I wanted to come out to the US, but now I'm here. I wished I was back in the Philippines. I don't mean to laugh. I'm not laughing at you, Maria. I'm laughing with you. Yeah, I see your point there. The life here is very good. And for people who haven't lived here, the Philippines is a very social society. It really is. And people are a happy people, even though they have very little. They're smiling, they're courteous, they are nice people. And I love it.
We are
Even the police,
nice.
even the police guys they're so nice and they're laughing and they have a good time. I mean, I love it. I love it. Now there are minuses, and I've covered those minuses in my videos. And but all in all, as I said, I give Philippines 8 out of 10. So a currency generally has value based on the goods and services that country produces. Bitcoin has no backing of that nature. Yep, true, very true. That's why I wish some country would come up with a coin, and I think they've talked about Switzerland making a coin, and um, so that would be great if Switzerland did, or some other country that is reliable did that. I suspect Mia would move to the moon to be with Paul. I don't know. Would she?
Yes.
To the moon?
To the moon and back.
Yeah, I'm back, but just to the moon. Would you move to the moon only?
To the moon, yeah, sure. If you were
No
there.
net, no Netflix, no socializing with other people. Just me and you in a big house on the moon.
That's kind of boring, but I love to watch the sky. I think I'll not be bored with that.
After 20 years, you don't think you'll be bored of watching the same sky? No water, no nature, just.
Yeah, of course there's gonna be water. What are we gonna like
No,
shower?
I
We're
mean no
gonna shower
lakes, no
on the.
lakes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, just joking around. Do you have a drone? Which one? No, actually, I said something a few thousand subs ago. Was that once I reach 10,000 subs, I'm getting a drone. So my good friend Gio has a drone, and I plan on testing it out. So just to see how I like it. But yeah, I would love to have a drone. It would make some really great footage, especially when we're driving the motorbike. So a drone is in the plans. And talking about that, I've started a membership for my YouTube channel. And if you want to join, that would just tell us that you value our contribution.
I
So
would
yeah,
love to join.
go ahead and join, babe. But
I can see the
if
exclusive
Mia reaches
videos.
10,000, if Mia reaches 10,000 before me, which might possibly happen, possibly to probably, We'll also get a drone. Whoever reaches 10,000 first will get a drone. So
I'm excited.
as of 2017, all stealth and high-speed aircraft can now be detected by one Asian large power. Now, yes, we can talk about weapons again, but I love weapons. But yes, they can be detected with certain types of radar. But however, getting a lock on it uh, with a missile is different, because the missile, once it's shot, has its own radar system, and it has something to do with the wave bands. So it's very hard for a missile to actually hit it. And they have countermeasures and all that, so not too worried about that. Even sixth design can be detected, yeah. Sixth generation design. The screen jumps ahead sometimes. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. It's nothing I can do about this while I'm living here. As soon as I move out, I'll have my own router and be connected with a wire instead of wireless. No, Paul, you know better. Your money is both of you, but Mia's money is Mia's money. Live in
I think
America.
we
No,
gotta share. I need to
actually,
share.
I don't put up with that. Same with my ex-girlfriend. I don't put up with that. If you're living with me and you don't want to contribute, you're gone. That's basically it. It's a relationship, and both have to contribute. It's one thing when my partner doesn't have money, I'm willing to pay. But if my partner has money and she's not willing to pay, she's gone. I don't need to be with a person like that. So yeah, I'd never put up with that type of behavior, and that men in general put up with that type of behavior is beyond me. That's why I'm red
Red
pilled.
Pill 101.
Red pill 101. Don't put up with that crap. There's a million other women. So, but Mia's not like that. She said already. As soon as she starts making money, she'll start contributing. So yeah. And it's not even about the money. It is about the money, but more than the money, it's a fact that you are willing to do something in that relationship. If a person is not willing to do anything in a relationship, that person is not worth keeping. If, for example, you're dating a girl and she lives 50 miles away, and you have to go see her every time, she's not willing to come to you, just dump her. It's just not worth it. For me, anyway. YouTube have a list of words they block automatically.
From
Probably
why?
from why. I just don't know what those words are, but there's probably some words they block. I don't even see it here, to tell you the truth, Scott. If I saw it, I would. Uh, and I don't believe anybody's modding today. So if China messed with the US, the world would take a real beating. Well, China would certainly take a real beating. I love Cebu, but cannot wait to hear more about Mandawi from you. Close but far. Well, Mandawi is actually part of Cebu. Cebu has like Mandawi, Lahug, and other places, and it's all considered Cebu City, I think. That's the way it works. I always thought that was part of Cebu City. Just watch your last video, Mia. Well done. Well done, Mia. Paul, you
Thank
have a good one
you.
there. And Mia, good-hearted woman. Yeah, she is.
I
She
have a
has a good
heart.
heart.
Confidently
She has
beautiful with
a.
a heart.
Yes. Actually, you're not that confident. That's the part of your problem. Uh,
Not that confident.
I tried to build up our confidence, but it takes time. I don't know why, but here in the Philippines, I'll tell you something. Girls that we would consider in the West 8 and 9s, they look at themselves and they say, "Oh God, I'm not beautiful. I'm ugly," and they complain and so have so little confidence, and they're shy about this or shy about that. I'm like, God, you need to take a
Because
look
we
at the
have a lot of
girls.
insecurities, baby. We tend to look at others who's much prettier than us, and we think to ourselves that, oh gosh, I wish I am her. She's so pretty and all that. That's why
Uh,
our confidence is not so good, and you know that.
yeah, it's because there's so many pretty girls here. That's why.
Yeah,
If you'd been in the US, you'd
lots of
have
competition.
in the US, no, you'd have hippos and whales as your competition. China cannot send large troops out of the country for war. China will fall into civil war if they do. You know that I believe that there's a lot of fissures in the Chinese community too, and it's just a matter of time before they bubble to the surface. If China starts going down economically, I think you'll see China starting to implode. It's the coolest live stream, literally, Paul. Paul keeps freezing. Good one, Nick. That's a good joke. That's so cool. I'm so cool. I keep freezing. Talk, Mina. You have a chance to get a word in. Joke. Okay,
Oh,
Mia. You have a chance to get a word in. Why don't you read some, babe?
okay. That's from Ethan Sakbat. What the?
Just
Okay.
suck
It's
butt.
Is that your sorry, but is that your family name? Sorry.
No. That's
Um
just a name he made
China,
up. I'm sure.
China is you can stop laughing. Okay. China is smart is why they don't send troops out of the country. We send troops out in 18 months. They claim VA disability to collect money and sit on their behinds in fields.
Philippines. Phil stands for Philippines. Hey guys, I'm gonna go another 20 minutes, and I got I'm meeting a friend for coffee, planning some stuff. So um, don't worry, Mia, you're doing really well. I'm gonna read real quick through some of this. Nitman says he's talking to Ethan there. Scott says, Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson. China learned after seeing what the USA did in the first Iraq was and realized a large man army means nothing. Ethan, yes, to handouts. That's why there are more focus on tech than training the low-trained soldiers. Well, I've seen some of the tech coming for the U.S. Marines. It's amazing. It's really amazing. Michael says, blessing to all. Thank you. Jay says, thank you for the videos. You both make a very nice couple. Keep up the good work. Stay safe and healthy. God bless. God bless you too, Jay. See, Scott. One thing Russia beats the USA and most countries on is math. Really? I didn't know that. Without calculators. Okay. Paul, be honest. Police checkups are not happy, joking places. I hear reports of rude and egotistical behavior often. Well, I've never had that happen to me. But then again, I'm nice and courteous to them, and I try to be lighthearted and try to follow what they say, and I've never had an issue. I've had issues in the US, even though I've been nice and everything, where they've been assholes. Scott says everybody beats the US in math. Apollo 11 was the first flight to the moon. There you go. Yeah,
I'm
correct.
right.
Not all roses and perfume in Cebu, you'll find out. That's true. And sometimes when you move a place, it's the newness that's exciting, right? And then once that wears off, you're like, you start seeing the bad stuff, and you change your mind. On the moon, looking at the stars all night long.
All night long.
Paul is giving Mia the moon. Well, you could probably get the Starlink on the moon, to be fair. Here comes the jokes. Mia's right about Apollo 11. Von Braun developed the Saturn V rocket. Water would be difficult to acquire on the moon, but not on Mars. Now they found a lot of ice. Musk will abandon the Mars plan for colonization just after the first return of sending people there. I hope he doesn't do that. I hope they do colonize Mars. That's the future, and that's the way I want to see the world go. Explore planets. I want to have a Star Trek type of universe. While I'm here, all I do is work and save. I did more shopping and sightseeing when I came for vacation, but it's all good. At the end of the day, I'm thankful for the opportunities. Yeah, save, so you can retire early and do well in retirement. What happened? What did I miss? Nothing really, just a lot of jokes. He will use that for a base to spin off the first short of a trillion IPO that mines asteroids on the moon. Okay, good stuff. The new stealth detection is non-radar. Okay, how does that work? Um, order it from DJI Direct. At least when it arrives in Canada, I didn't get charged TSX taxes or import fees. Okay, I'll look at that. I just bought the DJI Osmo Gimbal number 4 for my new phone, so I'm going to be using that. Mia's going to be using that. Mia's looking a bit irritated. Maybe because I'm joking too much. I don't know. But yes, still hard to lock on even without radar. Yeah. Yes, Paul, I agree. A partnership is sharing expenses if both have money. I agree 100%. Yes. Red Pill 101, LOL facts. It's funny, the red pill, it's really taking off exponentially.
It's
More and more people.
growing.
Exponentially, yeah. Neither am I, Paul. I was skewering American culture feminism. I just broke up with my Chinese. Chinese.
Are
What's
you
happening?
okay?
Because in
From
Norwegian
so
is
long
Chinesisk.
listening.
In Norwegian is Chinesisk. I'm Chinesisk. Chinese here from Xinjiang. Artists and emotionally girl Filipinas are a lot more simple. Well, some are, not all. In America,
A 4 thinks she's a 9 and deserve a top 5% guy.
yeah, it's true. Every girl in America, it's amazing. I could tell you some stories. So true, Paul. In the USA, they walk and say moo moo. Yeah. Yes, they do. Where's the food? But Mia's beauty is really in the eyes of the beholder. What one finds beautiful, another finds plain. Really true. Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. That is true. And you're not, you meet somebody and you can be attracted to them, and other people think she's just average, and you can think she's wow. China live stream. Good morning, all. From Anthony. Let's see, George. Hippos and whales. Don't forget beach balls. Study math applications are endless. True. Okay, I don't want to get into that. Ask Geo. I thought your bike was impounded. It was almost impounded if it hadn't been for Geo saving my ass. So thank you for Geo to that. And was very close. But also the policeman was very gracious. So
Oh my
Gene
god.
developed a crush on Paul, and Geo got jealous. Paul's home wrecker. You guys are too funny, really. You guys are too funny. You on LinkedIn for engineering, Paul? Yes, I'm on LinkedIn. You'll find me there under Paul Samara. Let's see. Beautiful Filipinas with low self-esteem. I need to book a flight so I can help them pick up the pieces. Yes, Jordan, you need to. Come on over, brother. A lot of good girls here. I'm not in China and can't go there. I won't be let out if I do. Oh, okay. Why, Scott? Okay, guys, it's 9:20. I think I'm going to call it wraps. And because like I said, I'm going to go meet a friend for coffee and do some strategizing. So thank you all for joining.
Don't forget, you gotta plan. You gotta plan, okay?
Got a
I'm
plan.
waiting.
Yeah, that's strategizing.
I'm waiting.
Planning and strategizing. You're waiting, yes and no. So thank you for everybody, and specifically thank you for the guy who contributed. It really makes me happy. Makes me realize that people appreciate the work that we do. And so if you guys appreciate what we do, go ahead and join our channel. And I will see you all on the next live stream, which I try to make them every Monday, and I might try to make them twice a week now. But at least every Monday, Monday Philippines time, which is Sunday evening, you all's time. So anyway, thank you to all of you, and don't forget to hit the like button too. And I'll see you all on the next live stream or the next video, which will be coming out tomorrow. Thank you and goodbye.